Hello, folks. Hi. Um, Today, I want to piggyback off of what I've been talking about the last 2 days. Yesterday, I was talking about judgment and evaluation, and the day before that, I did a video on Jeremiah Kamara and his comment, and also Alan Watts, something that he said regarding belief and how people really don't believe from their perspective in God's or God or some being that sees everything you're doing. And in both those instances, I was talking about, and I've talked about before, the fact that I told the truth, the day that I really told the truth. And that was a day when I admitted to myself, because I was in the room by myself, okay? I admitted that I did not love, believe in, trust this being that I had never seen or experienced or anything, okay? And with that came a buttload of loss, okay? I lost all kinds of things that I'd never really had. So I lost all the stuff that was going to get me something more, that was going to get me eternal life and favoritism and all that stuff, right? So it's the whole kit and caboodle was just gone, okay? When I did that. Well, that's not the only area in my life where I had to tell the truth, okay? I saw what happens when you finally come clean with yourself, okay? Like I said, I was in the room by myself. I had been lying to myself, okay? Which is crazy. Like, how do you lie to yourself? It's like hiding something from yourself. You know, it's just crazy, but we do. We know what the truth is. Well, let me say me, okay? I knew how I really felt. I knew what the truth was for me, but because it wasn't a truth that everybody else seemed to have, or at least the people who I wanted to be associated with, okay? They seemed to believe and do something differently. So because I wanted to be associated with that, I wanted to be the same way. And I couldn't if I had these feelings of doubt and all this other stuff. So you got to suppress that, you know? I had to suppress it and put it away, ignore it, chalk it up to Satan. I mean, you know, whatever I had to do to not tell the truth about it, right? Whatever I had to do. So that became a habit, okay? From a young age, ignoring my own truth and refusing to be honest with myself about that, you know, it just became a habit, you know? So anything that I didn't want to be truthful about, I suppressed and chalked it up to the devils, you know, or whatever. Okay. Especially when it came to relationships with other people. So I've had, you know, several relationships. I was married twice. Okay. I had made it a habit to make myself seem, what's the word? Dumber than I actually am. Okay. In order to make the person I was with feel bigger. All right. I had made a habit of that. All right. And, you know, I lied to myself and said, this is the situation that I want to be in. Okay. And let me tell you something. My second husband found me out. He actually said to me, Cheryl, every time you say you love me, I feel like you're saying you hate me. Did you hear that? Every time you say you love me, I feel like you really hate me. That's what he said. And you know what? That shit was true. I didn't like him at all. At all. I didn't. But I figured I had to. I wanted to. Like, let me do, so maybe if I say this thing, it'll be true. No, it came like that. It just came through, and I couldn't, it was true. It was 100% true. And so I wasn't as good as hiding that as I was other stuff, apparently, but yeah, so in my relationships, that's really been a place where I struggled with keeping stuff suppressed, because that's what I was supposed to do. Now I saw this other video of this lady who was being honest. Like, she was just saying stuff, about herself. If I'm really honest, this is the way it is. And I love that. I really, really love that, because I've made a practice of really attempting to do that, in a way that's gentle. Okay. Because you could be honest with people and they just, it's brutal, it's brutal. But yeah, so one thing that I'll say is to be completely honest. Well, several things that I'll say, to be completely honest. I do not like this mother role. I don't like it. Now I love my kids. I absolutely do love my children, and they know I do. But I hate this role, and I don't like that we are required to do and be a certain way in order to be deemed a good mother. I don't like that at all. Okay. I also don't like all of my siblings. I don't. I like most of them, but not all of them. Okay. Also, I really, really love myself. Like, I mean, I really do, y'all. I go back and I watch these videos. When I write something, I go back and I read that. I mean, I told my boyfriend I was stop, try not to cuss so much, because you got, people on here, but I like it. I read my stuff over and over because I think it's wonderful. It's really, really good. My ideas, I love the ideas that I come up with. It's a holistic masturbation is what's going on here. Okay. I really love it, and that's just the way it is. I do. And I'm honest about that. Okay. I love it. What else? I feel like I am becoming more of a conservative. And that's mostly due to me listening and absolutely loving James Baldwin, who was a civil rights. He was, alive during the civil rights, and he was a activist in those areas. And he's an author, a speaker, all those wonderful things. An amazing person. But even back then, James was, and I don't mean the way that conservatives are today, because that's just crazy. Okay. What I'm talking about is the idea that we don't give enough credit to our internal locus of control. Okay. We give a lot of credit to the external, a lot. I can't do this, or I can't go there, or I can't be this because of what's going on out here. We give so much credit to that. And we acknowledge that. Yeah, they got some crappy stuff going on. Some systemic stuff that's just been there that makes it hard, makes it really difficult. Really, really difficult, right? But that's well, there is no but. And At the same time, we have a lot of power and control within ourselves and within our communities and within people who support us, and are there to help propel us and get us to help us progress in the directions that we want to progress. We also have a lot of that, so our ability to draw on that needs to be strengthened, I think. And that's something that I've addressed in this, this entrepreneur course that my partner and I have been working on. I start the course with exercises and self-awareness. Okay? Because that's where you're going to draw from that. And we're also going to draw and share with each other. Okay? Because when you do that, when you really share, okay, what the real definition of sharing is, when that really happens, you get stronger. And nobody loses or gains anything, but you grow more into your possibility. Okay? When that happens, you grow more into your power. All right? There's no gain or loss. There's just growing. Okay? So, so telling the truth about things to myself first, number one, okay, because that's who we hide it from. We hide it from ourselves. And sometimes it leaks out. And when you say, I love you, people hear the actual message behind that, and sometimes we hide it very well. We do a really good job of suppressing and holding stuff in and down. And, I said in something on my Firing God group about how, taking it to the Lord in prayer is one of the most frightening places you can be. Praying in your prayer closet is terrifying, because you have to keep it in. You might be praying about it in your head or talking about it out loud, but you're not telling the truth about it. Like you're not just sitting with it and being truthful about it. Okay. You're still suppressing, letting the Lord take care of it. You're still suppressing it. There's this website. I got to find it. I forget the name of it, but it's almost like Whisper, where people go and they tell their secrets and stuff, that nobody else knows. But this is like a whisper for churches or a whisper for Christians, where they can just go on there and talk about all their doubts and their fears and it's chock full of stuff because they have nowhere to go. Have nowhere to go because you can't go to your group, right? Because you're not supposed to be feeling like that. You're not supposed to be thinking those things. Okay. And if you are, what comes next? Judgment. I read somebody posted today a letter that somebody got from the church revoking their membership because the church found out they were in a relationship with someone that the church felt they shouldn't be in a relationship with. So they revoked their membership, right? There's another letter, and I know this for a fact, right? Because my mom went through this, where if you didn't pay your tithes, you got shamed. And, it's terrible. It's a terrible, terrible thing. It's awful. So, so you can't share, you can't say things like, I really, I'm struggling. I don't have it, because if you're struggling, you don't have it, that must mean you're not doing something right and you're being punished by the Lord or whatever. Okay. So places where we can just be who we are, where we don't have to pretend to be the best Christian or the best mother or the best friend, or, when you really can't stand that person, the best wife, the husband, whatever. I really think that telling the truth would ameliorate so many societal issues. So much stuff happens when a gay person has to remain in the closet, can't really be who they are. So much stuff happens when a coworker, has no way to talk about how they're unhappy at work. You know, how things at home are affecting their work. They have to go there and keep smiling or whatever until some breaking point where they just can't take anymore. Okay, they've been bottling it up for so long that something happens. You know, if what we need is spaces, we need spaces to be able to just be honest, spaces to just be able to tell the truth without judgment. Okay, without judgment. And I'm not talking about judging from other people. I'm talking about me judging me, right? Judging myself. So I have to create that space in myself for me to feel safe enough to tell myself the truth, to be honest with myself. And I'm doing that. I have done that, and I'm continuing to do that. Some people can't handle the truth, as what's his name? What's that dude's name? With the eyebrows, who said you can't handle the truth? Jack Nicholson. That's it. He was right. Some people can't handle it, but it's not for them to handle. It's for you to handle. Okay, because it's your truth that you have to tell yourself. Okay. All right. That's all. That is all that I have today. And I want to talk about that dude who left the church too. I'm not going to talk about that now, but the guy, he was a musician for Hillsong. I read that article and somebody else posted something judging him for leaving the church, basically, and saying all kinds of stuff he was saying. But I want to talk about that tomorrow because I want to look over that article a little bit more and come with my 2 cents about that. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. If I can get this thing to work. Okay, this is so crazy. My computer has a thing at the bottom, right, where I can't see the maybe if I close this. There it is, but it's barely there. I gotta get this thing fixed. All right, for real though. Bye, y'all.